Yeah, I might know a thing or two about this. Really the key to these early games in the semester is just to really, build from what they did last semester. I think the biggest key here is to make sure you play within yourself. There has been a little bit of a break between games, so you haven't had a lot of games in between, so you want to make sure that ball is consistently moving, that you're getting into your stuff, and you're not forgetting what made you 7-1. Well, it does affect the team, unfortunately, where you got guys that are down from injuries or academics or anything that can prevent a guy from playing. It does hurt, right? Because you do want to spell some time for guys, and I know they're going to do the announcements, and we can kind of get back right into it.
Bristol Roxbury, number 1, Jordan Miller. Number 2, Gabriel Boca. Number 4, Kevin Iger. Number 5, Roy Kelly. Number 45, CJ Moore. Now for Bristol Community College, number 21, Ray Johnson. Number 4, Tyler Curry. 24, Nate Gilman. Number 5, Tyler Lucio. And number 3, Gina Gadsden.
There's no anthem today, so this is get right at it.
Rob's going to sing the national anthem. All right.
You don't want to hear my voice.
Coach Brian Fernandez for Bristol Community College in his second year, off to a hot start, 7-1. For you that don't know, he is a successor to my right-hand man over here, Coach Delalu. Talk to me about Brian Fernandez. You spent a lot of time with him, obviously, underneath your wing. And tell me about the job that he's been doing so far with this Bristol program.
He's been doing an excellent job. He's really sustained a lot of the things that we've done here. The culture here is turned into a winning culture. We expect to win. We expect to do, have our student athletes do great things and be on the court and do positive things off the court as well. And he's really sustained that. That's what it's about. Right now, as the program builds and we got some guys that are doing some good things, we're just hoping that we could just keep the momentum going.
And on the drive, and a tip in. Who was with that tip in?
That was Tyler Cicione.
Tyler Cicione with the tip in. Great to have Bristol Community College basketball back in their new facility here in Taunton. It's cold outside, but it's a warm gym inside, and we're underway.
Yeah, it's great to have this facility right now here in the Taunton Center. It's beautiful that, getting our colors and things, so it's good to have our own space.
And it's good to see that Bayhawks logo right in the center of the court. Dion Hazard comes in today as the leading scorer for Bristol at averaging nearly 20 points a game. Three-point shot, it's good. Nothing but net by number 21.
It's Braylon Johnson.
Braylon Johnson with a three-pointer from the wing, and Bristol off to a 5-0 start. Three-pointer from deep, and it's good.
Great answer back from Roxbury there.
Yeah, that's Roy Kalu, the guard. 5'3", swinging the ball around. Bristol with some good ball movement. Hazard from deep. Off the mark, tipped back out. Ooh, splitting the defense, going to the hole and drawing the foul will be Braylon Johnson.
It's a good move by Braylon to get into the paint and to kind of show them something a little different. First couple possessions seemed to be about, jump shootings and mixing it up and going to the basket really kind of changes the dynamic of the defense. So great move there by Braylon.
Yeah, good job of splitting the defense over there at the top of the key, getting into the paint. First by Braylon. And as far as you know, like, the Bayhawks have always been a running team, get out and run, and then get into their press. So far, we've seen some decent half-court offense by Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, every year, you recruit to what's going to fit your style. But sometimes, pending if injuries or guys are not able to play in a particular game, that changes that dynamic. So you could see that with having 6 guys, you don't want to push early because you don't want to wear your own self down by playing that style. So they're in the 2-3 zone. They're playing a little bit more half court because that's what they have to do right now.
Got to adapt. In the corner, driving baseline on the zone, kicking it back out, and causing the turnover is Bristol, and it'll be Bayhawks basketball. So we have a few guests here today on our telecast. Thank you for all of you that are joining our live stream on our Bristol Community College Athletics page, also on our Bristol Community College YouTube channel, and on FRC Media. And it's going to be a travel. They're going to call a travel on number 4 there, Tyler Nunnery.
Yeah, thanks for saying this and segueing into it. This is our MLK Weekend special. For those who don't know, although I used to coach here at Bristol, I am the Director of Multicultural Affairs at the college, and have been in that role now for several years, and I've been with the college for a long time. But what's happening right now, this particular weekend, is we have an array of events that are going on, starting with this game today, which we had a meet and greet early for our newer students. And then during this game that we're here, we're going to have many different individuals, including Derek Viveris, who is our athletic director, to talk about athletics and the importance of community and athletics. We're going to be followed by Dr. Robert Resendiz, who is the dean of the Taunton campus, who will speak about the Taunton area and all the great things that are coming here. And then later in the second half, we're going to have a conversation with Donnie Travaris and Melissa Rogers, who work within the Multicultural Affairs Department. And really, they'll talk about their roles and how we engage our students from many different cultures, backgrounds, and identities. So it's going to be very, very good to see this happen this day. So this is kicking off our MLK weekend. We'll talk about some of the events that are happening. Monday, we have an event with Dr. Jabril Kazan, who is one of the Greensboro 4 in the Woolworth sit-ins. He's going to facilitate a conversation Monday at 10 o'clock. Tuesday, we have Dr. David Jones, who is going to talk about the importance of uncomfortable conversations, which is going to really segue into our social justice forums that we have been doing for several years now. And then I'll also get into some of the things that we'll do later in the week, later in this broadcast.
Sounds good. We get a full table. Meanwhile, Bristol up 10-3. Braylon Johnson on the other end hit a three-pointer in the meantime. Meanwhile, both teams struggling shooting from the outside. But Bristol has the early advantage with 16-23 left here in Taunton.
Yeah, it looks like Braylon from that corner three that he's, side three that he's.
Looks like that's his shot right there.
It looks like his shot right now, and it's falling for him, which is a good sign to see. I know early in the first semester he struggled a little bit with his shot, so to get a couple of those to go down. Is
Bristol an outside shooting team?
Yes and no. I think it depends on the day, right? I can't judge in a sense of, I've seen.
But do they live by the three or die by the three? Right now we're seeing a lot of outside shots, not a lot of penetration to the hole.
We are seeing a lot of that. I know early in this first semester that really wasn't the case. They have a pretty sizable roster.
Yeah.
One of the bigger rosters that Bristol has had in some time, and I'm kind of jealous of the size that they had. Right now, it's a little smaller because some guys aren't playing today. But they were really a penetrating drive team. But
and there's Johnson again for three.
Really. Yep, that's Tyler Noonery.
3 threes in this early going on by Mr. Johnson.
Nope, that was Tyler Noonery on that shot. Number 4.
Oh. My bad on that one. Fall away jumper. Can't get it to fall. Rebound by the big man. Driving is Jordan Phillip. Thought he drawn contact by Gawanter. And there's a no call.
Good to see these shots falling for the Bayhawks early. Good
Jumper from the free throw line is no good. Roxbury can't buy a bucket. Bristol up 10. Bristol's had some good ball movement around the perimeter. They've really been moving the ball well.
Absolutely. They look to really be locked in. Understanding spacing right now is important. Spacing is really, really important for them.
Gawanter pounding in. Nice interior pass. And drawing the foul was Braylon Johnson, and he'll go back to the line.
That was a great pass by Nate. I mean, to draw the defender and to dump it off to Braylon was extremely good for Nate to do that. Again, you know, when teams are in zones, you want to give them different perspectives. And by utilizing that baseline short corner movement, you gave some perspective there. And then it made that big man move, shift, and then that guard had to drop down and defend Braylon there. And he wasn't ready for that and got the foul. So great job by Nate.
And it's a new look Nate Gawanter. He looks a lot slimmer,
yes.
Looks a lot more athletic, new haircut.
Yeah, Nate looks good.
He looks
good. He slimmed down.
Yeah, he trimmed down. Remember, he was a husky fellow. A lot more trimmer.
Hey, college athletics will do that to you.
All right, getting the ball. And I believe we have a foul. Who's that foul on?
Looks like
going to the line is going to be, I apologize if I chop up his name, Kevin Agumang. I'm going with that. The guard from Roxbury at the free throw line, shooting 2. And Roxbury in the past, Rob, has been, one of the top teams or one of the better teams in Region 21. Their record doesn't show that this year.
Yeah, well, they're a tricky team, right? They've been up and down over the years.
Second free throw missed.
They've been up and down over the years. They've had some great years where they've done some great things, winning the region, a national title early in the 2000s. So there's been a lot there. So
Braylon Johnson, that shot is way off. But the rotations from Roxbury, they're late getting over there to guard him.
It's Noonery. No. Number 4. Noonery.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Johnson kicking it back out. Driving.
No, there's Nate. Good job, Nate, keeping the ball alive.
Good job by Nate. And Tyler Noonery.
Great drive by Tyler. Use your left there, young fella.
And he'll go to the line. 14-6. Unfortunately, no spectators here today, but we have a lot of spectators at home watching on our live stream. Want to welcome in our live audience. For those that are just joining us, Bristol out to an early lead, 14-6. Only 6 minutes in this first half. It's been like the longest 6 minutes ever, feels like.
It's such a difference from, right now I'm coaching at the high school level, and the college game is so much longer than the high school level games.
Yeah. But you're talking about 20-minute halves.
Yes, absolutely.
So, rebound by Tyler Noonery. Up to Braylon Johnson, taking it over the timeline. Roxbury in zone, in a 2-3 zone. Hazard. Bristol having trouble with the zone. 13 on the shot clock. Driving. Wild shot. Tipped up by Gawanter. Kick back out. Hazard for 3. Knocks it down.
Good job by Dion there to focus, step into his shot, follow through, and knock it down. I love his poise. Like, he just seems like he's a veteran. Although a freshman, he just seems like a much older athlete, player.
Oh, and look at that. Look at that fadeaway shot by number 5, Roy Kalu, falling to the ground. And as you were saying about Dion Hazard, one of the leading scorers in the conference and the leading scorer on this team. And only a freshman, only 8 games in, pretty impressive. Going into the lane, losing it, is Braylon Johnson.
Very impressive by
Bristol
Dion.
ball.
Yeah, very impressive by Dion. He's from East Providence. He went to a couple schools. Remember, Marcus McCarthy and Zach Vega are from the same high school. Speak very highly of him.
Oh, so that ball ripped away. Oh, nice pass. And pass. The foul looks like it's going to be on Tyler Nunnery.
That was a great pass. Might have been a 45-foot bounce pass.
Yeah, that was like Magic Johnson-esque right there. Don't want to get too carried away, but that was a nice bounce pass.
I don't know if they're quite Magic Johnson yet, but this is what they're here for.
6'9", yeah.
This is what junior college basketball is about, to learn and grow and become that.
Right. The kind of like the building blocks to becoming a man when you're at this level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that we need to kind of really focus on and understand what junior college athletics is about. It's giving these opportunities. A lot of these athletes have, they're here for various reasons. Some might be to improve academics. Some might be to improve athletically. Well, there's a steal.
2-on-1, nice pass. Good execution there on the fast break. Number 4, Kevin Eikeman with the layup. And number 2, Farai. What? I feel like this is a rib. These names on Roxbury. Farai Zubardoka with the dish. Going into the lane is Hazard. And I believe he was fouled by number 30, Isaiah Selden.
Yeah, you see some of those steals and some of those deflections that are happening. What needs to happen, Bristol has to kind of look at, Roxbury's extending their zone out. As they extend their zone out, they need to what they call shrink the yardage there. So they need to kind of really dribble towards and shrink the real estate and get a little closer. Dribble at the guy who's defending them, not away from the guy, so that way that opposite defender doesn't get into the passing lane. So they got to kind of make that adjustment, and I think they'll be fine.
And as you say that, Roxbury, they got some quick little guards. They're very speedy, and they get their hand. They got quick hands. They get into the passing lane, and they're looking to fast break. We're going to take a little break here. Let's take a little break here. You're watching Bayhawks basketball here on FRC Media. We'll be right back. All right, little pressure here by the Bayhawks. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, catching the ball at the top of the key and driving to the lane. Nice oppressive drive there by Kevin Egeman as they break the Bristol trap, Bristol press. What was going on with that press there, the way they were able to break that, Rob?
Well, I mean, it was a 1-2-2 press there, and what happened was, I think the opposite defender from Bristol was a little slow getting back to the middle. Once you get to the middle of a press, you're in trouble.
And that's a deep three. Wow, what a deep shot by Roy Kalu. And just like that, Roxbury only trailing Bristol by 3, 19-16. And the Roxbury has seemed to find a second gear here. Shot clock winding down. Roxbury playing some good D with that 2-3. And we're going to have a blocking foul.
Yeah, it seems like number 5 there, Kalu, is picking up his game, knocking down shots, and he's really been a solid force for Roxbury so far this first half.
Yeah, he's definitely been a catalyst. These guards, like we said, very quick, very opportunistic, and now they're starting to knock down shots from the outside. And Bristol's offense become a little stagnant here. Roxbury on a run. Turn around. Nice. That's good. Tyler Sassoni flashes up to the top there, Rob, and knocks down the shot. The turnaround jump shot at the top of the free throw line.
Those are opportunities in the zone, that's the middle of the zone, for them to kind of take advantage of. So it's a great adjustment by Brian Fernandez and the Bayhawks to kind of take a look and target that area. So good job for them, and hopefully they can continue to do that.
Yeah, that's a little hole in the zone right there, where they have the guy flash up, the easy shot, nobody guarding him.
Absolutely. You want to find the weak points of zones. You got to find areas. A lot of times teams you may hit, jump shots early, but teams will do what they'll end up doing is they'll let you hit a couple of those threes. And if you settle and become comfortable, later on in the game, you may not make those same shots.
Tyler for 3, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Kalu, going the other way. And then I think he was trying to find Kevin Nagyman, but he threw it out of bounds. And it'll be right back to Bristol. Halfway through this first half, 21-16, Bayhawks with the advantage. We're here at the Bristol Community College Taunton campus. It's David Cardoza with Coach Delalue on the call. The three-pointer is good by number 22.
It's Elijah Rodriguez.
Elijah Rodriguez with the 3. Elijah Rodriguez coming off the bench. And that was a sweet shot. And Bristol back up 8. All right. That three-pointer is no good. Three-pointer from the wing is off.
Got to box out.
We'll wait till break. All right, joining us pretty soon will be Athletic Director Derek Viveros, telling us all, talking all things Bristol athletics and what's going on in the world of Bristol athletics these days. He'll be joining us very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Going into the lane, kicking it back out. Three-pointer by Noonery, it's good. Drilling the 3, 27-16, and the Bayhawks have their largest lead of the game. Good response, Rob, by Bristol after Roxbury cut it to within 3 and seemed to have the momentum.
Absolutely. It seems like Bristol right now has it going from the outside. It looks like they're patient in their zone, and it doesn't seem like Roxbury's taking advantage of their size on the interior, and they're settling for jump shots. So Bristol has them doing what they want them to do.
Three-pointer in the corner, nobody guarding him, it seemed, and he knocked it down. All right. (27-19). You're watching Bayhawks basketball here on FRC Media on a cold Saturday afternoon. Big sports weekend, and it starts with Bayhawks basketball, and there's Dion Hazard for 3.
I think that might have been Bristol's 6th or 7th 3 of the first half.
They've been knocking them down. Bristol with its largest lead. We're now going to be joined here with Athletic Director, the guy I affectionately call the head honcho, Derek Viveros. Derek, nice for you to join us. 30-22.
Hey, Derek, how's it going?
It's going. How are you, Rob?
Pretty good, pretty good. And David's going to take a quick little break here, and then we're going to just talk a little bit about Bristol athletics and what it means to our community in this MLK weekend and all the importance that it does. And there's a shot clock violation on against Bristol there. So, Derek, talk to me a little bit about athletics and what the great things that are happening, you know, not just in basketball, but just in the program in itself here at Bristol Community College.
Yeah, so I'm now in year 12 over here at Bristol, and just really seen everything grow from the department itself to the support from folks on campus and in the community, and it's really great. Seeing everything kind of come together. Really see athletics at Bristol as providing an opportunity for students throughout the South Coast who provide them an opportunity to continue in their academic and athletic journeys at the college with plenty of support to do so.
Absolutely. So what are some of the new things that are happening? I see we have a great center here now. So we have our own gym, it looks like, and how's that all developing?
This has been great. It's been a blessing for us, for our students, for coaches, to have the access to a gym of their own. We talk about providing a positive student-athlete experience, and just having the ability to have your own practice times, right? When we don't have to fight for gym schedules and things like that, and to have that available for our students to come in and have a place to call home, and really settled in and gotten comfortable here and really treat it like our own home court, which it is.
There's a foul by Dion Hazard, and that last free throw by Tyler Ciccione. Missed his free throw, grabbed the rebound, and missed the layup, and rebounded by Roxbury. So, again, the score is 30-22, Bristol Community College up. Tell us a little bit about, the various student athletes that we do receive here. Obviously, we have the teams that we have. Maybe the community don't know what sports we are what sports we have at Bristol. I know we have men's and women's soccer. We have other things that are happening as well. Could you talk a little bit about that for the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the fall, we sponsor men's and women's cross country, men's and women's soccer. Our winter sports are obviously men's and women's basketball. In the spring, we have men's and women's golf, and women's outdoor track and field. And new sport that's has come down the pipeline pretty quick on everybody is esports, which really runs throughout the year, and that's taken off pretty quickly. And we started that while we were virtual over the last year, so it's been working out real well. And we've seen some growth over the years with sport athletics starting here in 2008 with really the core four is just men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball.
When there's a will, there's a way. So it's amazing what esports are doing. And I remember where they used to look at that not being an activity at the collegiate level. And there's Tyler Ciccione with a nice pull-up jump shot there. But it's looked with that, with the esports, we're playing teams like, Division I, powerhouses. Like I saw, we played like Virginia Tech and UCLA and things like that. It's just amazing to see those type of teams. We'll play, our community college students, that are doing that. So it's pretty amazing to see that happening.
It's been real fun. I think the furthest team out west we played has been out in the state of Washington.
Wow.
And it doesn't come with the cost of travel. So.
Absolutely, right, to keep the cost down. And there's a trap by Roxbury, and there's a pass to the corner. Tyler Ciccione with the ball. With another mid-range pull-up jump shot, miss. Rebound, Braylon Johnson. So, again, as we're looking at this weekend and celebrate, could you, what does, community and MLK and all of the workings that you see have meant to you in this important weekend for our college and our local community?
Yeah, I just really see the entire community rally around the importance of inclusion and equity on campus, and I think athletics is a real good example, and I think it's been a real good example of creating those types of opportunities for everybody, and with inclusivity and equity on campus.
No, absolutely. And thank you for allowing us today to be part of this and utilizing. I know today we don't have fans. As Braylon Johnson with a drive gets blocked and Roxbury on a fast break. There's no fans and things here, but we wanted to make sure we live stream to let everyone know how important our communities are. And and there's a jam by Tyler Noonery. Tyler can get up with the best of them. Great finish by Tyler there. But, thank you for all you're doing and everything that how you've taken athletics to various levels here in Bristol and for our local community. And we'll be back, again doing this. I think this will be a tradition during this time of the year and stuff. So, again, thank you. And if you please, let us know anytime that we can be part of this, and we love being part of community.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob. You're a big part of that growth, so we appreciate everything you've done.
All right, thank you so much.
No more questions.
All right, that was Bristol Community College Athletic Director Derek Viveros. How'd that go?
Yeah, it went excellent, absolutely excellent. I've known Derek for a long time, and
yes, sir.
Through myself coaching here, and we also are part of the same division at Bristol, so we do work together a lot, hand in hand. So to see the growth, and the one thing that he has done this year, the last 2 years as we've been working together, is really getting his programs really looking at equity and inclusion and diversity and how that can benefit his programs. And by doing that, it's going to really help elevate and take their program to more heights than they may already have not reached. So.
And Bristol, in the meantime, that was a mean dunk there. What was that, Tyler Nunnery?
Yeah, Tyler Nunnery.
That was a great take to the hole and a great finish, great strong finish. And Bristol has the 10-point advantage with less than 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
And Tyler is one of those great stories. So Tyler Noonery and Braylon Johnson are both from Lake Charles, Louisiana area. If you remember our guy, Josh Winbush, who played for me.
Oh, yeah.
They're all very close. They're all part of that, what we call pipelining,
Get
right?
some good talent out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rodriguez, fadeaway jumper, no good. Roxbury's going to come down with the rebound. That was Isaiah Selden with the rebound. Picking up his dribble is Selden. Catching it at the top of the key, Selden kicks it back to the corner. Three-pointer, it's knocked down. Kevin Littleton with his first points of the game, coming off the bench. And it's 34-27.
As good as Bristol has played, this game is only a 7-point game right now. So Roxbury's hanging in there. So hopefully Bristol stays poised and continues to do it. And I believe that they'll pull away if they can continue keeping focus and doing what got them there.
Nice take to the hole, but Rodriguez with an air ball. 17 on the shot clock. Braylon Johnson, nice up and under move, and he'll draw the foul. Nice move there by BJ. Nice little fake and up and under move there.
Yeah, absolutely. Again,
Get the guy to go in the air, and then
every time Bristol has penetrated and got into the paint, good things have happened for them. They got to continue to do that, and that will open up their jump shots. So you don't want to just settle, right? Because if you settle for your jump shots, at some point they're not going to fall, right? So by making sure you penetrate, get into that lane, kick it out, and then good things happen. If nobody plays you as you're driving to the basket, keep going and score.
A lot more good things than bad have been happening for them when they do penetrate, it seems like. They can get to where they want to go. Absolutely.
They are quick. They're utilizing the quickness to an advantage. A couple of these layups, you would like to see it fall. You see some very good drives by by Rodriguez and then also by Tyler Noonery. So we want to make sure that those guys get in there and put the ball off the glass and score it.
For sure. Roxbury getting in their half-court offense. We do have a substitution. I think Braylon Johnson might have hurt his knee there, and Nate Gawanter will replace him playing in the middle. Nate Gawanter, number 24, in for Braylon Johnson. Jordan Phillips from the wing, way off underneath the basket, but somehow getting the rebound is the little guy for Rise. Oh, nice, flashing to the paint. Can't hit the shot. Was number 4, Kevin Eggemine. Being guarded closely is Dion Hazard by Jordan Phillips. Roxbury forcing Bristol to take shots deep into the shot clock. Gawanter, big man versus big man, going strong to the hole, and it is going to be a travel. Now Roxbury has a big man center. I mean, this guy is at least 6'7", 6'8", CJ Moore Perkins, but he is on the offensive end. They are not giving him the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this is a focus for them to get the ball in the interior, which against a team that only has 6 players, even if that's something that you don't normally do, and let's say you're guard dominant as a team, you still want to put pressure on the defense, get on the interior, and force the referees to make some calls. Now, I've been around where you've seen rosters that you only have 6 guys.
3-point shot short.
And what ends up happening is the refs will tend to hold the whistle a little bit and let a little bit more contact go. However, if you're forcing the ball in the interior, naturally you're going to pick up some fouls. And even though those guys might not foul out, by them picking up 1, 2, 3 fouls, what ends up happening is they become less aggressive on the interior, softening the defense and giving you an opportunity to score.
For sure. Oh, nice pass underneath to Kalu. Gets it knocked out of his hand.
See, so in a normal circumstance of regular rosters, that drive by number 5 may have been called a foul there. But I think
the refs kind of swallowing their whistle. Phillips for 3. Can't get it to go. Moore Perkins kicks it back out. And that 3 is good by Roy Kalu, who has been the most steady player for Roxbury. And it's a 6-point game. And Rob, like you said, the Bayhawks, they've been playing well. They've had leads of 12, of 11, of 10, steady throughout this game. But somehow Roxbury keeps hanging in there, keeping it around 6, keeping it around 5. And at the end of this half, you might see a 6-point ball game with 24.8 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great half by Bristol, but Roxbury has done a good job of just not allowing them to get too far ahead.
Just being scrappy.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're up 12, you want to get it to 15, 16, 17. And if you're down 12, you want to say, let's keep this game around 10, 8, 6. And Roxbury is actually winning that battle and make sure that Bristol does not extend the lead. So, we're going to have a great second half because it doesn't seem like it's going to be too big of a lead for Bristol going into the half.
And the second free throw is good. Both free throws made there by Talanunuri. Roxbury looking to hold the ball for their final possession here. They can't do any worse than 8 down. The shot clock is turned off. Bristol with that zone. Oh, nice pass inside. And then I don't know where that ball was going, but goes to the Bristol bench. And a turnover. And it'll be Bayhawks basketball. Again, big week on the Bristol campus, as you mentioned, Rob. Martin Luther King celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Different events going on.
Yeah,
on the Bristol campus. And that shot at the end of the half, nowhere near going in, but Bristol 38-30 over Roxbury. Roxbury keeping it close. Bristol had a 12-point lead. That was its largest lead, but Roxbury keeps hanging in there, and it's 38-30 here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great first half by Bristol. I think that they moved the ball around. Scoring wasn't coming from one individual. It came from several individuals. It looks like they got into the paint against Roxbury. They did knock down some jump shots early. The second half of the first half, they did not really knock down the jump shots like they wanted to. But, what's great about this is that they were able to sustain the lead.
And, so feels like we've never left. It feels like, we're in mid-season form, 38-30. and our first broadcast in 2 years. So from the Taunton Center, from the Taunton campus to Bristol Community College, the Bayhawks lead 38-30. So stay tuned for a second half action. I'm David Cardoza along with Coach Del Lou. Nothing but a gangster party. We'll be back in the second half. It's halftime, 38-30. Bayhawks have the lead over Roxbury. And we want to bring in our special guest for today, the Dean of the Taunton Center, Dr. Robert Resendiz. All right, so we're going to bring him in, and Rob Dalou's going to take over and talk to Dr. Resendiz. Dr. Resendiz, welcome in, buddy.
So, Dr. Resendiz, I call you Bob. So, Bob, how's it going? How's everything?
It's going well.
Again, thanks for having us here today, and this is a great event to be at the Taunton Center. Just talk to us a little bit about what's happening here in Taunton and the great things that are starting to, come together.
Sure. We were very excited when we were able to find this new location here in Taunton. it allows us to do more than what we were at our previous location, obviously with the gymnasium here being host for the games, obviously. But we also have, at this facility, the ability to just do a little bit of renovations for some of the science labs that we got going on, that we have here. That's something that's exciting for us and for what we can offer here in Taunton. That was one of the limitations we had at our previous location, not having chemistry lab, but we have that here because that opens up the doors to some more science type programs to be offered at this location. And overall, we've been real fortunate. We're closer to downtown, which is where we know most of our students live. So the location's more central. We're a little over a half a mile from the Taunton Green, which is what we were looking for. And with that, the availability of off-street parking at this location is huge for our students. Not having to worry about any of that. We are continuing to look at the programs to be offered here, and throughout the next coming days, months, we are going to be reviewing and looking to expand some of the programs that are offered at this location. We're also increasing the access to our academic support services. We just recently hired a new coordinator for the Learning Commons who will work with students to connect them with tutoring that they need for any of their classes. And we also just recently hired a part-time mental health counselor that will be working out of this. Again, we're obviously, at Bristol, we have a focus for strong support, for academic support for our students, and that's something we're looking to do here in Taunton as well.
No, that's great to hear. So if I'm a student in the local area, like what do if I wanted to, come and look at Taunton campus or learn more about, what would you suggest for someone locally to do?
Well, reaching out to us starts with either right through the website, making a connection through the admissions office. We do have a full-time admissions counselor here at the Taunton Center, and that admissions counselor is here for anyone can schedule appointments to come in and meet with that counselor. The counselor is usually here typically between 8 and 4 during the week, but also by appointment. So that would be the easiest way to get the process going, is to either by the phone call into the office or making the connection through the website.
And you also we provide advising here at the Taunton Center as well for our students?
Yes. Yeah, thanks, Rob. I completely forgot to mention that. Part of when we came back here to reestablish our location here in Taunton, we also now have a full-time academic advisor who is available to talk to students about what their goals are, what their program, questions about their program, and for advice on what's best to keep them on track and being successful to get through the program here. And having that key type of personnel right here in Taunton is crucial for the success of students here at this location.
Yeah, and I know at Taunton Center you have some rock star people here. I know Shannon Savoy is one of those, and Debbie Ann, and a lot of those individuals. You have that home atmosphere, which is you don't normally get in your collegiate experience or journey. Could you talk a little bit about how that looked for our students that are seeking to have that type of an atmosphere?
Absolutely. It's really important for students to feel like they belong here at Bristol. And that comes with the connection to our staff. And so having, we're so fortunate to have the staff that we do. You mentioned Debbie Ann, who is our evening coordinator. Shannon Savoy, who is my assistant here, who really just has been amazing. She's been with the college, and it's particularly here in Taunton now, pretty much since we established the center about 4 years ago. And as well as some of the other staff here. I forgot to mention our admissions counselor, Mary Gerber. She's new to Bristol, but she comes in with that same student-first attitude that we're always looking for in our staff, and always having a smiling face, someone who greets everyone who comes in, realizes that the connection to our students are really important. From the students' perspective, we also see that if they feel comfortable, they're more apt to open up and ask questions about support and how they're doing, and that will in turn help have the staff turn around and make those right connections to support those students as we move forward.
Successful students come with, great responsibility, and you have a ton of people here that are rock stars that will help us get there. And as we begin the second half right now, thank you so much for talking to us about the Taunton Center, and how can students reach the Taunton Center if they want to know more information. It's through the website, and is that www.bristolcc.edu/Taunton.
That's right. Yep. And if you want to give us a phone call, it's 774-357-3767.
All right. Thank you so much. And that's Dr. Robert Resendiz, the Dean of the Taunton Center. And thank you, Bob, so much. And have yourself a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Dave. And go Bayhawks.
Absolutely.
All right, that's Dr. Robert Resendiz, the Dean of the Taunton Center. And we're back at Taunton. I want to thank our Facebook audience staying with us and joining us today on a fine day for basketball, as long as we're not playing outdoors. 38-30.
Nothing wrong with playing outdoors.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, the older you get, the less you want to tolerate the cold, though. Back when you're 10 years old, yeah.
Very, very true.
Very,
very true.
This is those old bones, man. All right, so 38-30. So two leading scorers for Bristol, both have 11 points. Tyler Nunnery and Braylon Johnson, both with 11, both with a couple three-pointers from the outside. So they were the standouts for Bristol. Just giving you our halftime report. And the man on the other side, the guy that's kept him in, is number 5 for Roxbury, Roy Kalu, 16 points of the 30 for the Tigers. Inside the three-point line, no good. Rebounded by Tyler Ciccione. All right, so we're just underway from Bristol Community College. Good to have, nice pass. Nice pass inside to Nunnery.
There's a good alley-oop pass there. Roxbury lost where they were on the court. It seems right now the Bigs' court awareness isn't quite where it needs to be, and Bristol is taking big-time advantage of that.
Inside amongst the trees, Kevin Aguimain couldn't get it to go. And now we have a loose ball, and it's going to be Bristol ball. Coach Fernandez getting fired up on the sideline over there. 10-point lead. How much do you miss coaching for the Bayhawks? We know you're coaching for Voc Tech. Well, now we know you're coaching for Voc Tech.
Yeah, Bristol.
Your high school alma mater, but
yeah, Bristol is a love of mine. It's absolutely. I love. Oh, there's a charge foul there. I'm
sure it gave you a lot of late nights, though.
Yes,
early
late
mornings.
Part of the reason why I
sleepless nights.
Part of the reason why I did retire from this level, and I thought I wasn't going to coach for quite some time, was to pursue my PhD, and I'm in school right now.
You couldn't stay away.
And I couldn't stay away, and that's why I picked it up. But the one thing about the collegiate level, your recruiting, your travel is really, really long. It's really, really long days. Sometimes you don't get home 1 or 2 o'clock at night, and I think that's something to highlight about how great that these kids are.
Nice entry pass, and somehow that finds the big man for his first 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times we don't know especially at this level, how much time that our student athletes really pay. They pay a great deal of sacrifice by.
Nice steal, and I think they're going to call a loose ball foul on
Braylon Johnson. Yeah, and as I'm looking at it, some of the student athletes and what's happening is, again, they're in school early in the morning.
They're
some
on
of them
campus
work.
a lot.
They're on campus a lot, and then then they're practice, and then, you might have a game in, New Haven, Connecticut, or.
Ooh, going for the steal there.
Yeah, and then so you have these type of games, and you get home at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and you got class 7 or 8 o'clock, the next morning, or you work full time. So there's a lot that
there's,
goes on.
There's a lot of trying to prioritize. You need to.
Absolutely.
You're a student first because you need to keep yourself eligible. So you need to be able to study for exams, this and that. Going to the hole. Thought he drawed contact there. No whistle.
Yeah, looked like Nate went vertical.
Udoka.
Looked like Nate went vertical, so the refs just let it play on. Maybe if there's a bigger rosters, maybe that does not get called.
Yeah, like you said, that's coming to fruition. Another alley-oop. Oh, nice defensive play there by Kalu. Kalu pushing the ball the other way. Doesn't have the numbers. Goes into the paint, and they're going to call a charge, and rightfully so. Lost control there.
I love that play that Bristol just ran, that double loop to alley-oop, as I would call it. Double loop alley-oop, that's what it looked like for Tyler there. Just couldn't come down with it.
Just a good defensive play.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day. 40-34, and just when you think Bristol's controlling the action, and they are, and it seems like they have a bigger lead than they do, only up 6, and a lot of time to play.
Yeah, I think this is that time of the game.
Three-pointer, oh, nice pass inside. Johnson gets it to go. Good job by Braylon Johnson to draw the contact, and gets the friendly roll, and he'll go to the line.
Braylon is playing extremely well right now.
Is he a freshman or a sophomore?
He is a freshman for us.
So a lot of new faces on this Bristol team. Obviously missing last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And Johnson completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And again, Bristol extends their lead to 9. But a lot of time left. If you're wondering, that's the Bristol bench. No spectators today. But there's still energy in the building. Ooh, going amongst the trees is Farai. But he gets his shot blocked. Good job by Bristol on the defensive end. Hazard driving to the basket. Nice dish. Gawanter can't handle it though. Phillips swings it to the corner. Kalu going underneath. And that ball is going to sail out of bounds. And it'll be Bristol basketball. Good job by Bristol by forcing the turnover there.
Yeah, Bristol seems to pick up their defense a little bit here, and that's going to help. You can see that they're a little bit more active, a little bit more on their toes, a little bit more, their hands are showing.
Yeah.
Those are all great positive things.
Bristol is doing a good job, active with the 2-3 zone. But a lot of times, they're giving Roxbury some second and third chances at times.
Absolutely.
Got to do a little bit better job rebounding. They inbound the basketball to Hazard. Hazard with only 6 points in the first half, and he's the leading scorer for this Bristol team overall. Again, Johnson trying to shake, gets it to the hole, gets it knocked away. And again, good active hands there by Roxbury.
Yeah, it looks like on that, they should have passed it one more time. It looks like, Braylon had it set in his mind that he was going to the basket.
Could he use the extra pass there?
The extra pass was there. Dion was by himself. Got to be able to see the whole floor.
Hazard inside to Gawanter, and he just gets it knocked away by the little guy. And both teams playing sloppy with the basketball right now. Both teams turned the ball over.
Yeah, you can.
And I think that was knocked out by Nunnery, actually.
You can see some frustration on Bristol right now for some of the last couple of possessions, but they can't. You got to have short memory, not let it bother you, and on to the next play.
That's it. Catching the ball at the elbow is Kalu. I think someone knocked that out of his hands. We have a loose ball, and it's going to be Hazard around the back. Gets it to the lane, puts it up with the left. Can't get it to fall. Gets his own rebound, and he can't get that to drop either. And it's going to be Roxbury basketball, actually, after all that.
Great move by Dion there. Just couldn't get the ball off the glass.
Kalu, nice bounce pass inside. I'm sorry, that was Farai with a bounce pass inside to Kalu. And did they count the basket?
They did count the basket. It's an and one there. And that's Bristol's fault. Again, I think their frustration, and they got slow to get back on defense, which allowed Roxbury to attack and get an easy layup.
And sometimes in basketball, whether you're playing pickup on the street, playing with your buddies, you get frustrated, you want to just commit a foul, just want to hit somebody.
This is a good timeout by Coach Fernandez right now. It's important. Right now, he probably is seeing the same thing that I'm seeing right now as his team. They're a little slow to get off the court. A couple guys are tugging their shorts right now.
And it is 43-37. And again, you know, just as Bristol seems like they're going to pull away, Roxbury hangs right in there. 43-37. We're going to take a short break here. It's the OGs. It's Cardozo. It's Delu on the call. It's Bayhawks basketball here on FRC Media, your Bayhawks broadcasting network. It's a gangster party. Like I said, a short break. 15 minutes to play. And again, Bristol's been playing well, although they've had some lapses at times. They've been in control of this game from jump. Short jumper is short by Hazard. Going back the other way with speed. It's Kalu kicking it back out. Oh, that ball in the corner, and there's going to be a travel. They call it travel on Jordan Phillip Long. It seems like all these names from Roxbury are long. How fitting is that? Jordan Phillip Long, Farai, Zuvra Doka. The list goes on and on. Braylon using his body, goes to the hole, open lane.
Yeah.
And another bunny missed by Bristol.
Yeah.
Oh, keeping it alive. Hazard with the knocking it away,
yeah.
and coming up with the basket after all that whirlwind is Dion Hazard. Driving to the hole. Oh, nice take there by Kalu on the other end. Brings it back to 6. And we're seeing some fast-paced basketball by both teams going up and down. Both teams looking to push. Hazard doing a lot of dribbling, being guarded closely by Phillips.
Yeah, it really looks like Bristol's not getting into offensive sets. The ball is sticking a little bit right now, and they seem a little bit indecisive.
Yeah, they don't seem as crisp as they did in the first half.
No.
As Tyler Noonery with the reverse lay-in.
And I wonder if that's Roxbury changing their defense to a man-to-man, or has that something to do with it?
Could be, and it's like that ball is just not moving the way that it was in the first half.
No.
There was a lot of more crisp passing, a lot more cuts. Like you said, there's a lot of indecisiveness, and it's causing turnover. Roxbury is causing turnovers because of it.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, the one thing about basketball is that when you play 5-man basketball, that ball needs to move to 5 guys. If you don't, and that ball's not moving, the defense is much more easier to scan, see what you're doing.
They know who to key in on.
They know who to key in on, and they're not moving, right? So if you're holding the ball, then the defense holds. And now you're going against 2, 3, 4 guys, depending on the position of where you are on the court, and then that can be detrimental to the progress of your teams offensively.
Absolutely, and with that said, Roxbury still lingering around, and there's a lot of time left, and that second free throw was good by Farai Zuvradoka. Let's stick with Farai. 47-40, 13:32 to play here in the second half.
So going to some screen roll action now out of the man-to-man.
Yes,
Ooh,
and Hazard
little push
draws
off.
a contact, and he'll go to the line. I feel like there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more of Hazard with the ball in his hands and trying to get into the lane, trying to penetrate.
Absolutely. He's their primary ball handler. He's their best ball handler. The ball should be in his hands where other guys are kind of, you know, really feeding off of where he's at and moving without the basketball. Right now, you're not seeing a lot of movement without the basketball on Bristol's part. And that, you know, I think if they start to move a little bit, I think they'll be able to get some easier shots, better, more high-quality looks, and then hopefully the shots will fall when they do that.
Yeah, it seems like a lot more stagnation on the Bristol offensive end.
The Dion's a player. You could just tell, like, he has a poise to him. He's solid.
Yeah.
You know.
Three-pointer in the corner, number 13, Kayvon Little with a miss. Long rebound. Nunnery Hazard gets it knocked away.
Got a bounce pass there.
This kid, Kevin Eggman, is Phillips for 3. Not close. Rebounded by Braylon Johnson. Tyler driving to the basket. Lost control of it, but still they're going to call a foul. It looks like on number 13, Kayvon Littleton, I believe. The forward for Roxbury. Now, Roxbury has a big team, too. Kayvon Littleton is a big guy. Isaiah Selden, C.J. Moore, but they're not utilizing. It's a guard-dominant team.
It is. They're either really big or really small, right? So they don't have a good balance, right? And they're only playing one of those bigs at a time. So they're not really, having those two on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because that's not what they do. But let's see if they make some adjustments. I think, if I was playing Bristol, I would say, hey, how do I attack this team? And the way I would attack this team is not by jump shots.
Short.
Yep.
Yep.
It wouldn't be by jump shots. It would be by attacking and getting to the rim.
Yeah. You're up 10. You need to step on this team's throat right now. 50-40. Three-pointer from the wing. Can't get it to go. Johnson can't get it to fall. Roxbury. Ooh, almost stolen there by Hazard. Kalu kicks to the corner. And they're going to call a travel. Seems like every time they go to that corner, that's like the travel corner right there. They always travel right there.
It might be
a little too quick.
There might be some type of synergy or some type of energy in that corner.
The corner's rigged. Coming up on the 12-minute mark. We're on 3 different avenues today. We're on FRC Cable Network. We're on Fall River Cable. We're on the Bristol Community College Athletics page. And also on the Bristol Community College YouTube channel. You know where you're at if you're there. Thank you for being with us. Again, thank you to our guest today, the athletic director, Derek Viveros.
Did you know that today is Derek Viveros' birthday?
I've seen that. I want to give a shout out. Hey, Derek Viveros, happy birthday. Can we get a camera shot? Happy 50th birthday to Derek Viveros. Happy 50th. And that's a 2-pointer by Roy Kalu.
He's a player. He can play.
Yeah, he is.
His jump shot.
He has been the star of today's game, I think, on both ends. Here's a trap at half court by Roxbury. And Bristol fumbling around with the ball, and here you go, Roy Kay. And they're going to say it's out of bounds on Roy Kay. And
they say he lost it before the contact.
Yeah, he lost it out of bounds.
Again, if you don't have 6, I don't know if that calls me.
Yeah. They are letting these guys play. There's not too many free throws. I don't think anybody's in danger of fouling out or if either team will even make it to the limit. Not yet, anyway. Driving strong and drawing the contact is Tyler Noonery.
Yeah, Tyler slowed down a little bit, but by him attacking the rim, I think great things happen. He can do a little bit more of that. He's so explosive and athletic, getting into the lane and doing those type of things. And finishing, good things can happen for Tyler.
He's definitely got size and he can slash.
Yeah.
Reminds me of some other players that Bristol's had in the past. They've always had that guy that can get some size, but can also slash and is athletic and can finish at the rim.
Yeah, very, very much so. Zach Vega.
Zach Vega was one guy that was
one of the guys that's very, very similar that can do that. Looking at, Jose Mercado was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Looking, at many, many different guys that have been there lately can do that. If he can do more of that, they're going to be positive and really, really get themselves.
Yeah, because his game and Dion Hazard's game can complement each other.
Absolutely.
And then with Johnston, they get a good three guys that can score the basketball.
Absolutely.
That Bristol zone moving now. Roxbury trying to be patient. That's a deep 3, and can't get it to fall. And I think the Bayhawks can they can end this game right here in the next couple minutes if they play their game on the offensive end. Pick being set. Hazard spinning in the lane, and they're going to call travel. But we've seen this again and again, Rob, where Bristol looks like they're going to pull away and up by 10, but then Roxbury comes roaring back and just does enough to stay in the game. Cutting to the basket and just.
And that becomes dangerous, right, when teams hang around, right? You don't want to get chased from behind.
Yeah.
You know, you want to put them away.
And just as I said that, going to the basket is number 2 for Ryazu Verdoka on a nice dish. Nice dish going to the hole there. Can't complete the three-point play. Roxbury within 8. In the corner, Tyler Sassoni. Sassoni with the 3. The Paisan.
Tyler Sassoni, that's a great shot. Great shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful looking shot under the 10-minute mark. And again, Bristol, 11-point lead. Their largest lead has been 12. But Roxbury has kept it close. 3-pointer from deep. And answering the bell from Sassoni is Kevin Agimang, the guard.
That's a great answer. Again, Roxbury countering exactly what Bristol just did. So
Roxbury will not go away. Spinning. Jumper from the top of the key. Can't knock it down. Loose ball. Ciccone. Ball's on the ground and picked up. Going the other way is Farai. Oh, no goaltending called, but then staying with it. It's number 4. I think Agimang came with number 4, Kevin Agimang, with the basket.
Yeah, Tyler's athleticism is showing. Unbelievable. Like, he got to that ball so quick. He is an athlete.
That was a goaltend.
You think it hit the glass first?
I don't know that ball, but he got up there. But that ball looked like it was on the cylinder, but either way, they did score. The Roxbury did. So 9:04 to go. We have a guest. It's been a big day. I want to thank you to all of our guests. And we have Donnie Traveris, who is the Diversity Engagement Officer at Bristol Community College. He's going to be joining us. I want to thank you, Mr. Donnie, and come in and join with Rob Delalu. All right. And yours truly will step away.
Thank you.
So, hey, Donnie, how's it going? How's everything?
Pretty good. I'm enjoying this game.
This is Donnie Travis, who is our Diversity Engagement Officer here at Multicultural Affairs here at Bristol. And this is a big weekend. This is our MLK weekend that we are doing a lot of different events and talking about the importance of community and being together and doing some great things. Could you talk to our community a little bit about your role and the importance of it and what we're looking to do for students who are at Bristol and for students who may not be at Bristol yet, but we're looking to make sure that we are engaging them and providing resources for them?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. So my role is new. I started this fall, and so as soon as I started this semester, the first thing I started doing was going to college fairs at different high schools in the area. So I went to Diamond, I went to Durfee, went to a couple other schools, and Central High School in Providence. So, my role is duplicitous. I get to do a lot of different things. I get to recruit and be out in the community while also being able to support students on campus. So I really get to see students from app to cap. So that means that as soon as they submit an application, I get to see it. And then throughout the process of them entering the college, I get to be with them and support and check in and offer all-around support. So it's been a really great year of being able to check in with students, refer students to different resources on campus, such as mental health counseling or financial aid, advising, registration, and all of the different services that are able and offered at the college. So I'm very excited to be able to continue to offer that throughout this year. We had a meet and greet earlier, and I talked a little bit about some of the programs that we're going to be able to offer this year, such as a coaching referral program where students who are interested in having a coach guide them through the process of just being in school and working towards success. I was able to help students be able to get connected to different staff members on campus who will guide them and offer them extra support and resources. And also developing the Men of Color Support Network, which will be a group of students and faculty and staff who get together each week and just talk about commonalities, common interests, trends, things that are happening in the news, and just be able to share space and build community. So I'm going to be able to do a lot more of those programs throughout the year. So I'm excited to continue to get to know students and staff and faculty and be able to bring people together through different programs, events, and again, sharing resources, offering check-ins, and just being able, a visible presence on campus as well.
Thank you. And that was just back-to-back plays there. A big-time three by Dion Hazard, and then a nice floater there by Braylon Johnson into the lane. And the Bayhawks lead 60-49, and there's a steal by Kalu and a layup. And just like that, Roxbury still keeping it within 9, 60-51 Roxbury. So, Donnie, talk to me a little bit about, this is MLK weekend. Talk to me a little bit about what this means and why is it important community and the work of MLK, and how does that really relate to, education and the benefits that it is for our communities?
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, a lot of multicultural centers were developed after MLK was assassinated. And so a lot of MLK's legacy still lives on to this day. Part of the reason that we have things to offer, such as the Multicultural Student Center and the different resources we have available, is because of MLK's legacy. And so I think to this day, we're still seeing that. And part of my work involves offering students who from diverse backgrounds, from different communities, to be able to access resources, which is something that was denied throughout history and throughout time in the U.S. And so what we're hoping to do with the MSC and what I'm hoping to do is to help continue MLK's legacy of reaching equity, of getting people the resources and the tools that they need to be successful at Bristol Community College, but also in life. So I want to continue to build on that work and build on that legacy. And what's fascinating is that we're bringing people in this week who were there throughout the civil rights movement. So it just goes to show that, only within a lifetime we've seen so much changes, and we're hoping that we're going to continue to see changes so that it's visible and we're able to continue that legacy and continue to build a society that involves everybody, includes everyone, and has access for everybody.
Well said. And right now the game is getting a little too tight and close. We got 62-55 Roxbury at the steal after Braylon Johnson turned the ball over there at half court. But, well said there. And he was talking about people who have been there, and that's Dr. Jabril Kazan, who will join us, and he's part of the Greensboro 4. For those who are joining us late, will be in attendance Monday in our virtual Zoom MLK virtual breakfast meeting. Usually we meet in person, but this year is virtual due to the spike in COVID. And it's great to have him there. And Donnie, you'll be part of that as well as a lot of the other team. And so thank you so much for being on with us, talking a little bit about your role and the importance of this weekend and what your role does for our students. And if anybody needed to reach you, how could they get in touch with you? Could you spell out your email so they can get to you at a later date if need be?
Yeah, absolutely. And so hopefully if you're at Bristol, you'll see some emails coming in from me anyway. So my name is Donnie Taveras again, so it's the common Bristol way to send an email. So it's DONNIE.TAVERAS@bristolcc.edu. So Taveras sometimes get mixed up a little bit. But the spelling is TAVERAS. So I hope to hear from folks on campus, off campus, in the community. I'm happy to continue to, build on the work that I've been doing this past semester and be able to continue to work with students, faculty, staff, and community members.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, and thanks for joining us. And we'll get back to the end of this exciting game. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And right now, Bristol going to the And there's a block by the big man there on Dion Hazard. And going to the basket is Roxbury, 4-2, and now it's only a 5-point game.
The big man chips in.
Absolutely.
All right, so I want to give a shout out to Johnny Traveris, our diversity engagement officer here at Bristol Community College. I want to thank him for coming on. And we have a tight one. And this is as tight as it's been since the first half and the early goings. Roxbury finds themselves down 5 when it just seemed like when I got off the air with you, it was a 12-point lead.
Yeah.
And Roxbury's been able to stay around.
Yeah, Roxbury has extended their defense a little bit more into the half court. They're doing a little bit more full court pressure. They're looking to run traps out of that. It looks like Bristol is struggling a little bit out of it, and it's bothering them. It looks like right now they have really one dominant ball handler, and then what's happening is the ball is going to their secondary ball handlers, and they're trapping those secondary ball handlers, which has been detrimental.
And Roxbury just won't go away because they just seem to have a lot of fight. And they're not done fighting. A lot of time to play. Under 6 minutes, 64-57. Roxbury running the play. Tipped. Nice defensive play. Braylon Johnston going to the rack and lays it in.
Good finish.
Good defensive play by Tyler Nunnery, knocking it away. Getting into the hands of Braylon Johnston, who goes the length of the court. Back to a 9-point lead. Driving into the lane, a floater over Gawanter. Gawanter wanted to travel. He won't get it, and Roy Kalu. Man-to-man pressure. There's the pressure.
They're going to run a trap out of it. There's the trap. And then Bristol doesn't know how to react to it.
Bristol going to come close, cutting over the timeline. They just make it. Johnston getting trapped over half court, and he's going to call a timeout.
Travel.
And they call a travel.
It is a travel.
It is a travel.
He changed his pivot twice, and they were a little slow to react.
And that happened before the timeout, before he tried calling the timeout?
Exactly.
Okay.
So what happens is, in the college rule, is that the coach cannot call the timeout while the ball is live.
Oh.
So the coach is calling it, and what ended up happening is the player has to call it. One of the players on the court. It doesn't have to be the guy with the ball, but it has to be one of the players, and that didn't happen.
We have a loose ball, and the possession looks like it's going to stay here.
Yeah, I didn't see that as a foul. I don't know how they call that a foul on.
And they do call a foul.
Yeah, they call the foul on Braylon Johnson. Not sure how that's a foul, but it was made. So here.
Floater, no good. Kind of a lazy floater there by Littleton.
Yeah, he didn't look too engaged.
No, it didn't look like, he didn't lean toward the basket or nothing. He just kind of flung it up there.
Yeah, they're running these traps. It's bothering Bristol right now.
Yeah, Bristol getting into the lane, but they're not hitting these layups. Kevin Eigeman on the other end, and just like that, Roxbury within 5.
Bristol is struggling right now. They are struggling against this pressure.
It seems like Bristol's just looking to hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So 66-61, Bayhawks have the lead with 4:19 to play. We're at the Bristol Community College campus here in Taunton, Massachusetts. Thank you all for joining us. 19 fouls committed by Roxbury, so Bristol is in the penalty. Only 16 fouls by the Bayhawks, so they're one away from. Both teams are looking to be in the penalty. Yeah. So Rob, 66-61. What does Bristol have to do to close this team out? Because it looks like right now they're hanging on for dear life, even though they've been in control this whole game.
For one, they need to be a little bit more. They need to be a little bit more confident, settle down, not worry about rushing against their press. It looks like they're running into what they call coffin corners. So those are the deep areas of the court. And what's happening there is you're not able to get great angles on passing the basketball. They need to run someone middle so that way they can catch the ball middle and then break their press that particular way. Roxbury is front heavy, and then once you get past those 3 guards in the front, their back end guys are not going to prevent you from getting to the rim. So Bristol
they seem very passive. They got big guys, but they seem very passive when it comes to that.
Absolutely. So Bristol needs to settle down. They need to kind of just be patient. get past here, sets good solid screens, catch the ball, and get it over the half-court line. And then don't be too you don't want to be too aggressive, but you don't want to stall offensively. 4 minutes and 19 seconds is a long time. Right? So you don't want to stall because that's another way you get caught from behind.
You want to play to win.
Absolutely. You want to play to win to lose.
Exactly.
To not lose. Yeah, you don't want to play to not lose. You want to play to win the game. So they're going to have to make some big baskets here. They're going to have to really, toughen it up here and really, really focus on their offensive side, move the ball around. Don't let the ball stay in one area, and I think they'll be okay.
66-61.
Oh.
And you can't make that mistake on the inbound. And then going up and then making the basket and drawing the contact is Kevin Aggie Mang. A brilliant shot. So what a disaster that turned out to be.
So you saw what happened there is he tried lofting the ball over the top. That's a tough pass to make. They need to set the double screen in the front and come to the basketball. Make the pass an obvious pass and an easy pass for both sides. I mean, for their players. See how they're going away from the basket? They need to go towards.
You got to go towards the guy with the ball.
Exactly.
You got to go towards the inbounder.
Absolutely.
You don't want to drift away from him. Now it's a 2-point lead. Region 21 basketball. Bristol Community College clinging to a 2-point lead. And Bristol has had the lead all game long. They've been in control of this game all game long. And every time Bristol gets out to a 10, 12-point lead, Roxbury hangs right in there, cuts it to within 6, cuts it to within 5. And this is as close as Roxbury has been since the open and tip.
Absolutely. Roxbury has not led in this game, and I think Bristol right now just has to settle down.
Can't play scared. And then let the game come to them a little bit. But they got to be aggressive in the sense of at least aggressive in the beginning of the press. And then when they get over half court, let the game come to you, make the right passes. And you can be aggressive because Roxbury is they're in the double penalty right now. 10 team fouls. Take the ball to the basket. You can be aggressive.
Yep.
And you get to knock down your free throws.
Yeah, and Dion Hazard has made some major free throws lately, so that's helping Bristol sustain this lead.
Bristol up 4. Bristol bench into it. It's getting hot in here. 3-pointer, it's going to be tipped. Partially blocked by Braylon Johnson. Good job getting out there on the perimeter.
Yeah,
and that's a big defensive stop. Bristol needed that.
Yeah, if I'm Roxbury, I'm trying to get the ball to number 5.
Sassoni gets it. Tyler Sassoni, the Python, knocks it down, and that's a big shot, Coach.
Yeah, Tyler Sassoni, that's a big shot for him.
Underneath to the big man. He can't get either of those shots to fall.
Bravo.
Ball's loose on the floor. And it's going to be, is that Bristol basketball?
Yeah, I'm happy for Tyler Sassoni on that, making that mistake earlier.
That was a big-time shot.
It was. After making that turnover earlier, you could tell he was a little down on himself. So to make that shot is major.
So even more impressive to be down on yourself and to have the confidence and take that shot and knock it down the way he did. That's a money play. Money play. And Nate Gawanter.
The free throw line is really helping Bristol right now. So they brought it back to 7, and it's really been about those free throws.
This has been a game of runs, Coach. It was just a 2-point lead, and Bristol, to their credit, they did what you said they needed to do. Be aggressive, take advantage of some things, and now they're back up 8. Knocking down their free throws like Gawanter just did.
Absolutely.
In the corner, the fake, driving baseline, nice dish underneath, and somehow getting it to go is number 2 for Rai. And now the trap, full court press, and a reach-in foul. They're going to call a reach-in foul on Farai Zufra Doka.
Dion got away with a hook on the opposite side.
Yeah, it looked like he was.
Yeah, he got away with that. Well, hey, I'm okay with it.
And Dion Hazard, not his best game today, not his most active game on the offensive end.
He might have. I mean, he may have 10 made free throws already.
Yeah.
Like,
He has been at the free throw line.
And he's not even touching rim.
And nice shoes. Nice psychedelic.
Yeah, those are the mellows. Those are the new mellows.
Those are the new mellows?
Those are new mellows.
Syracuse, baby.
Not that mellow. That's mellow ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on, I can't support that. 8-point lead. Roxbury still playing with a lot of energy. Kudos to the Bayhawks for matching that energy despite only having 6 active players.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much ball handling there by Dion. I think he was trying
Tends to do that once in a while. He gets in love with the dribble.
Yeah. No need for all that. Keep the ball alive. Keep the ball in your hip.
Pass the ball. Taking it over the timeline is Sarai Zuperdoka. Big possession right here. If you're Bristol, you get a stop here. You probably come home with the victory. 3-pointer off the side of the backboard. And that's not the shot that Roxbury wanted.
Yeah, he took that nonchalant floater earlier. Now he just hit the side of the backboard and he's laughing and smiling about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if the rest of his teammates are too.
Now you can see why they don't pass him the ball.
I'm not sure the rest of his teammates were happy about it.
I don't see. Driving to the basket. That's a floater. Tipped up by
Look at
Tyler.
that.
Oh, my goodness. And they're going to call that a made shot. I thought it might have been close to being over the back.
Wow, that's an and one.
Wow, what a hustle play. Tyler Ciccone
Wow.
extends that lead and Bristol back up 10.
That's an amazing tip. I wouldn't have called that, and that's
Where did that come from?
I don't
He came
know.
over the guy's back.
Yeah. He came over the back, tipped it, and it went in, and then they called a foul. It benefits Bristol, and again, we're supposed to be unbiased as announcers, but but again, I'm okay with it.
You homer.
Yes.
You're the Tommy Heinsohn of the broadcast. Big sports weekend. Glad to start your big sports weekend off with Bayhawks basketball, 77-66. And what looked like a game that was in dire straits for Bristol. I mean, they had a 2-point lead. Roxbury had all the momentum, making some good defensive plays, good hustle plays, good energy plays. And they were all over Bristol with their zone and with their press, with their trapping. And it looked like the Bayhawks were rattled, but kudos to them for extending this lead to 11.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to walk away with a victory here, Coach.
It looks that way. I mean, Roxbury went away from what got them there. And then, if I'm number 5 there, Kalu is his last name, as we were saying.
Yeah.
He is, I don't know if he's taken a shot in the last 3.5, 4 minutes, and he's their guy. So,
which is a shame because he seems to be like he heats things up. He's clearly their top offensive performer.
Yeah. I would have the ball in his hands. Look, when he makes decisions, good things happen for them.
And
even when he misses.
Yeah, it looks good, right?
Yep.
That jumper in the corner is no good. Ciccone with the ball. Knocked away. Opportunistic, laying it in. And Bristol getting lazy in their backcourt there, 77-68.
I don't think the clock's supposed to be running at this moment.
Oh. Looks like it is. Ooh, that ball that could have been a disaster. That last basket was scored by Kevin Agimang. Despite both teams having shorter rosters, there hasn't been too many breaks. There hasn't been too many timeouts by either coach.
No.
A lot of times you see that. Coaches will spell their team if they have 6 or 7 guys.
No, absolutely. And when you look at it, the style of play matters. So Roxbury really didn't start doing full court man-to-man type until late in the game.
Yeah.
So that matters, right? And so both teams are playing zones. You're well-conditioned athletes. You're collegiate athletes, so you can get through If you're playing zones and you're not playing 94 feet.
You don't get to chase someone around the
Absolutely.
hole.
So once that changed, 94 feet type game, you could see Bristol started tugging their shorts a little bit, and you could see, so that's just part of the game and the different types of styles that could get you tired versus other styles that, can keep you in a game and not wear you down as much.
Have you played any full court basketball lately?
I haven't played ball in years. I'm retired.
When you don't play for a long time and you get back out there,
yes,
especially at this advanced age, you're like, after a couple times up and down court, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
How did I do this so many years ago every day? Yeah. And I felt like I didn't get tired. I was just like.
Your body is a creature, you're right, your body is a creature of habit. And so if your habit is to play all the time, you're fine.
That's true.
Because you see guys that can still do it.
But you take it for granted, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As you get tired and older, it changes. And I went out there with my guys like last week or the week before and played.
Don't hurt yourself.
Played a little bit, and you could just tell I'm like, I'm not running. My mind said, no, you're not running. But this was
come on, you got 30 more years to coach.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to play for another 30 years.
You're going to be like Bobby Knight or one of these guys, Jerry Tarkanian.
But this was a great weekend to kind of come out here and support and be part of the community. And although, our athletes didn't have their fans inside here, to be here. And
we have a lot of fans. We have a lot of fans watching on the, on the web.
Great, and that's the support we need.
On the World Wide Web.
Absolutely. Watch some great basketball.
Yeah.
Learn some new things about our area and some of the things that are going on, and really be part of it.
Some of the cultural things. And for those that don't know, Coach Rob Delalu, not only was he a former head coach for how long was it? 11 years? 12 years?
11 years.
11 years since its inception. In 2009, Coach Rob Delalu is also the director of the Multicultural Center at Bristol. Tell us some of the things that the Multicultural Center brings to the table and what they offer for kids at the college.
Well, the center is one of the areas that I oversee, as well as the Women's Center, the Veterans Center, and then, my role as the Director of Multicultural Affairs. The things that we do and what students can have is we provide areas where you can have social aptitude, where if you're a student and you want to meet and have conversations with other students, like-minded, or students not like-minded even, because you want to learn more about each other, but it's a common space. That's what those centers are there for, to really build that. We've developed programming that can help students from, again, from the beginning of their journey academically all the way to the end. Some of those programs are leadership programs. Some of those programs are partnership programs where you're linking with other departments on the campus to do some great things. The other thing is these areas have computer labs. So sometimes we all know you go to the library. The library can be a little bit, it could be big. It could be a lot of people there. It could be distracting.
It can be intimidating.
It can be intimidating. So what's great about our areas, you have like little computer labs, things they can utilize.
It's more intimate.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we want our students to really, be able to take advantage of the whole entire college, not just several parts.
Just beware of Melissa in there. She'll get you.
Melissa is great. Melissa is our student activities coordinator, and she does great things for us and really developing a lot of our programs for us. And we wouldn't be who we are without Melissa. And she's definitely a gem, and we're proud to have her as part of our team.
And this is also such a crucial time now in our nation and our world. So much division going on. So it's a lot of times, we don't know where each other is coming from, but it's important to have that communication and those difficult talks that,
Absolutely.
We don't always have,
Uncomfortable conversations are part of the world right now, and we need to have more of them.
Right.
For us to understand things. I think we are so divided.
To understand each other, right?
Yes, we are so divided, and we don't want to have those conversations. We may not, look like each other. We may not think like each other. We may come from different backgrounds. Whether we're rich or poor or indifferent. We have to be, in order for us to really create change, we have to come together and have these conversations, have meetings like we have today, come out of your comfort zone. I've never announced a game or been part of doing something like this.
Well, I'm glad I could guide you along. It's like your training day. You are a wolf, my friend.
Absolutely. And being able to be here and to do that is just part of it, right? Because I understand the importance of spreading peace and spreading the word of positivity and
spreading awareness.
And community building is all part of our mission. And so, so this is a great opportunity to come back to a place that I started coaching that I love very much. Even though I'm not coaching here anymore, the legacy, carries on. I was able to help establish it and love seeing it where it's at now and where it's going.
Well, definitely, it's been a great broadcast. Thank you for coming on, Coach D. And we'll just wrap it up. So 80-68, and those are great topics that you were talking about. So Multicultural Center, if you're a Bristol student and you don't know you might not know there's a Multicultural Center, check it out in the G building. What room is that?
Is in G220.
Yep.
And if there's other areas and centers to join, there's the Veteran Center and the Women's Center.
The Veteran Center is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, which is in E building, E101 and E102. Please, if you have any questions, you have any concerns, you want to just get to meet someone, you want to just hang out, you want to do some work at the lab, please come see us all there. We're all waiting and wanting to be there for our students. And it's important that we get the word out as much as possible and that our students know that we are here for them, even in these tough times.
All right, thank you, Rob. Well said. 80-68. So just to wrap it up, Bristol with a 12-point win, and kudos to them. They led from pillar to post. Roxbury made some good runs, cut it to within 2 with 4 minutes left to play in the second half, but Bristol holds on for a 12-point victory. And for Coach Brian Fernandez in his second season here, 8-1. So Coach D, let's give the Coach D Player of the Game, Bayhawks Player of the Game award. Who is your Player of the Game in your eyes for today?
I would honestly, the poise that Dion Hazard had at the end of the game and the free throws that he made, I would go to Dion. But my other unsung hero at the end of the game would probably be Tyler Siccione. That mid-range jump shot that he hit late in the game and that tip was the deciding factor as well. But Braylon Johnson played really well, and Tyler Noonery played really, really well. So
that seems to be their key three.
Absolutely. They all played well today.
I know Steve wants to go home, so we will wrap it up. Just want to give thanks to our guests, the athletic director, Derek Viveros. Happy golden birthday there. Happy 50th to Derek. Also, kudos. Thank you for coming on, Dr. Robert Resendiz, the Dean of the Taunton Center, and also Donnie Traveris, the Diversity Engagement Officer at Bristol Community College. So great to have you all with us. And you can check out our next game for Bristol is on Thursday. And just want to thank everybody that watched the live stream on Facebook Athletics page, on FRC Media, and also on the Bristol Community College YouTube channel, the TriCast, if you will. All right, so the final score, 80-68 for David Cardoza and Coach Robert Delalu. You've been watching Bayhawks basketball on FRC Media, everybody. And happy Martin Luther King Day and happy Martin Luther King celebration in Bristol. Thank you, everybody.